Welcome to the Sixers Break Room, Sixers fans. In today's video, I really want to talk about Doc Rivers. I feel like Doc Rivers has kind of been the topic of discussion all over social media, especially as of late, but really, for the past couple of seasons with the Sixers. You know what I mean? I feel like there's always kind of conversations about whether Doc Rivers is a good enough coach to help the Sixers win a championship. Now, we all know of Doc Rivers' struggles as a coach, right? Like, we know that Doc Rivers on the Clippers had very talented teams that many would say underachieved. They had a couple of series where they were up 3-1 and they ended up blowing it and losing, right? We also know that he won a championship with the Boston Celtics. And I'm pretty sure before he was with the Celtics, he actually won Coach of the Year with the Orlando Magic. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of a backstory about how I feel about Doc Rivers, I have always said that I feel like Doc Rivers is a good coach, not a great coach. Like, I don't look at Doc Rivers and I'm like, man, he's one of the best coaches in the NBA. But I don't look at Doc Rivers and say that he's one of the worst coaches in the NBA either, right? Like, I think he's probably somewhere in the middle, leaning towards above average. Like I would say he's good. I would say he's a good coach, not a great coach. What I think Doc Rivers does best, and I would say he's probably the best in the league at this aspect of coaching, I believe Doc Rivers is an expert motivator. I think Doc Rivers is a guy that instills belief. I think Doc Rivers is a guy that gets professional athletes to buy in, which is not easy, right? You got to remember, these are not 16 and 17-year-old kids like I coach. These are not even college kids, right? These are 30-year-old men who have kids, who have wives, who have a lot of stuff going on outside of basketball, and he gets these guys to buy in. No matter how much you at home might think, oh, if I was a professional athlete, I would do it. That's not how it works. Like, these guys are adults that got real life problems, got real life issues, who are showing up to work every day, just like you show up to work every day with baggage, right? And he gets these guys to buy in. He gets his guys to play hard. I feel like there's never been a question that Doc Rivers is what they call a player's coach, and there's a reason for that. And there's value in that. Like, that is not an easy thing to do. There's a reason why Doc Rivers is so respected by players. Now, the flip side of that is I feel like Doc Rivers is not very strong at making in-game adjustments. I feel like Doc Rivers doesn't always choose the best rotations. And that has kind of been the key point from Sixers fans. There are guys that we want to see. There are guys that I want to see. These guys being Paul Reed, and maybe even more, it seems like now because of the way he's been playing in the G League, is Charles Bassey. Now, Charles Bassey just got brought down to the G League again, and people are all upset on Twitter. I even questioned it on Twitter, like, why is he not getting more time? Why is he not playing more? But this is something you got to understand as fans, right? And to a much lesser degree, like I told you guys, I am a coach, and I've had these conversations with parents. Again, I'm not a professional coach, but in a very similar way, you fans got to understand, we as fans have to understand, we're not in the building every day, right? So just because a guy is dominating in the G League and he looks great and he looks like he can contribute, it doesn't mean that every single day in practice, he's proving that he should be playing and proving that he can contribute. The truth is, you got to show it at practice before you get an opportunity in the games. For all we know, he's showing up at practice and he can't remember the plays. He can't remember how they're trying to do things, whether it be in pick and roll defense or help defense. Like, we don't know. I'm not saying he is. This is no kind of shots. These are no kind of knocks. He might also be playing really well in practice, and they might just be like, yo, we just don't think he can help. That's possible too. But the point that I'm trying to make is, when you're not there every day, when you're not in the film sessions, when you're not in the coaches' meetings, when you're not at practice every day, at shoot around, and you don't see what he's doing on a daily basis, you can't really just be like, Doc is an idiot for not playing him. You can't really say that Doc is just, blanket statement, he's wrong for not playing him. We don't see the things he's seeing. Now, it is possible he's looking good at practice, and for whatever reason, they're just not playing him. I want to see him play more. I think he should get an opportunity, even if it's 8 to 10 minutes in a game down the stretch, a game that we don't quote unquote need to win. Like, I would like to see him get some time and see if he can contribute. But we can't just say Doc is an idiot, or Doc's not doing his job, or Doc is doing a poor job of coaching his team that has 44 wins, is in the third seed in the East, and looks like they can make a serious run in the playoffs. We can't just say he's a bad coach because they're not playing guys you think we should play, right? He's not a bad coach because Korkmaz wasn't really in the rotation, a guy who I've been saying should be. But That doesn't mean I'm right. I'm just saying I said he should be, but he's not a bad coach because he hasn't been playing, and then he puts him in one night when we're down James Harden, Joel Embiid, and he balls out. For all we know, he might play bad tonight, and then everybody's going to be like, why did he play Korkmaz this much? Like, just be consistent, fans. I don't love every decision he makes. I don't think he's a great coach. I think he's a good coach. I think he's an expert motivator and not a great X's and O's guy. He's not a great rotational guy, but he's not a bad coach. Like, we got to relax a little bit. And just because he blew 3-1 leads in the past doesn't mean he'll blow a 3-1 lead this year. I actually think our roster is very good. I think we have a championship level roster. I'm interested to see what's going to happen in the playoffs, but we can't just say that he, just because he makes a decision we don't like, he's a bad coach. Whether we like it or not, he's been around the league for a very long time. I think he probably knows a little bit more about basketball than we do. And I mean, the guy does have like 1,000 wins. Last I checked, there's not many bad coaches who last long enough to get 1,000 wins. So we got to put a little bit of respect on his name. What do you guys think, man? Sound off in the comment section below. Do you think Doc is a good coach or a bad coach? Do you think that he can help us win a championship? Or do you think we're going to have to find another guy to come in and really get us over the top? Sound off in the comments. If you liked the video, don't forget to like the video. And if you're a Sixers fan and you want to just see all this content, Sixers film breakdowns, news and rumors, free agency when the time comes, hopefully a championship breakdown one day. If you guys want all that 76ers content, you're that kind of fan, keep it locked here, man. Subscribe to the channel, the Sixers Break Room, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.